Hey everyone, it's Jordan Faith. Here on my channel, I share all sorts of wavy curly hairstyling techniques and experiments. If that's something you're interested in, please subscribe. I upload a new video every Thursday. Today I'm back with another fun experiment. I'm going to be diffusing my hair with a fine mesh sieve instead of a diffusing attachment. I've seen a lot of people try this, and I'm excited to see how it works out for my hair. So let's get started. I decided just to get straight into the diffusing process because that is the focus of this video. So I just washed and styled my hair like normal and using the diffuser on high speed and low heat, and then just moving it all around the strainer to try to dry the hair through the little holes in the mesh. This was a little bit clunky at first. It was hard for me to see what I was doing because I just work with a little teeny tiny mirror when I'm filming. And it was weird to have to hold the sieve up with one hand and then diffuse with the other. So it took me a little while to get the hang of it, but after a few minutes I kind of was able to get a better feel for it. And just continue moving around my entire head, figuring out which hand I needed to hold the strainer with and which hand I needed to hold the blow dryer with. And I just tried to not stay in one spot with the blow dryer. When I had the sieve over my hair, I tried to move it all around that big surface area that I had with this large strainer. And at first I felt like it was taking forever to get my hair dry at all, but after the first 5 or 10 minutes, I feel like things sped up. I did have a hard time scooping up my hair and getting it to coil into the little spring-like shape that you're aiming for when you're pixie diffusing or plopping or anything like that. It was just harder to control with this sieve. So you can kind of see the root area of my hair didn't quite scrunch up the way that I was aiming for every time. Sometimes it kind of drooped out of the strainer. And I did see that I had less definition near the root of my hair after I finished here, but it did give me springier waves on the bottom half of my hair, so that was really fun and nice. I feel like if I didn't direct all of the airflow directly onto the sieve, if any made it around or out of that area, it really blew my hair all over the place. So you can kind of see some stray hairs in some frames, but I don't think it was that problematic. This is where I started to kind of really get the hang of what I was doing, and I started to figure out the easiest way to actually blow dry each section after I scooped it up in the strainer. I would just kind of go in up and down or side to side motions, and that seemed to be the easiest way. But this entire process was just an experiment, so you are seeing my first attempt and seeing all the tweaks that I had to make and any adjustments that I felt I needed in order to really make this routine work for me. I considered still diffusing my roots first by just kind of putting the strainer over my head, kind of like a hat, and just blow drying the root sections first, but I just decided against doing that. I felt like it wouldn't be worth it, and I think I made the right choice because I didn't find that my ends were drying significantly faster than my roots. Because I have lower density hair, I usually don't have that much of an issue with my roots staying damp. It's usually the mid sections of my hair that take the longest to dry. I decided to stand up and do some upside down. And here I am just regretting my decision because my arms were exhausted, but I knew I had to keep going for the sake of the video. So I am going in again, just doing the same exact process. I will say that I was really impressed with my clumps on this day, and so I was excited but nervous for how it would turn out. If you've been here before, you already know that I love this Eco Slate orange marmalade. It is absolutely worth the price in my opinion, and I recently got this cake mousse, and every single time I've used it since, I've been super pleased with the results. It super enhances my waves, and I just love that. So I was really happy with my choice of stylers for this wash, and I just wanted to give this strainer diffusing the best chance I could. So I set it up with a really nice wash and style, and if you're not familiar with the way that I style, I'll have the link to my normal styling routine in the description, and I'll probably link my cake mousse styling video right up here in the eye, so you can check that out, because this was basically the same exact process as that video, except on this day I topped it with a little bit of the orange marmalade. I like to show the entire process when I do these videos, because when I'm watching videos of other people doing their hair, I enjoy seeing the full process, but I knew that showing all of this diffusing was really going to add a lot of length to the video, and I didn't want this to be like 20, 25, 30 minutes long. So I opted for, just for this video, sticking to the diffusing process and the results, of course, just to focus in on the exact experiment that I was conducting on this day. I'm getting flashbacks of how tiring and awkward this was for me. I'm not very good at using both my hands in tandem to style my hair like this. I never really did blowouts on my hair or blow dried and straightened often in the past, so I just don't have a lot of coordination for this sort of thing. So that is mainly why I kind of struggle with any sort of upright styling that requires any coordination of both your hands. But it really wasn't all that difficult. Just took a little time to get used to. And I did this for 30 minutes. I usually diffuse for 20 and then stop to air dry, but it took a little bit longer to get to that dryness level that I usually stop at. So it was 30 this time. People call this a colander. This is not a colander. This is a strainer or a fine mesh sieve. A colander is technically a metal bowl with holes in it to drain the liquid or whatever. And a sieve is the kind that is mesh. Doesn't really matter, but just letting you know why I'm calling it a sieve, in case you haven't heard that term before. All right, my hair is completely dry now, and it is time to scrunch out the little crunch that I have and fluff my roots. And these are the results. I'm a little bit surprised. I think they're pretty decent. I think I do have some more wonky pieces than I normally do, but not too bad. And I definitely have some nice springy definition. My waves were definitely very enhanced and they're nice and light and bouncy. There's not a lot of frizz. I'm pretty surprised. I'm sure the products that I used are a huge part of why this turned out as good as it did. But still, it's really encouraging to know that even if you don't have a real diffuser, you can get away with diffusing with a fine mesh sieve if you really need to. I'm definitely gonna have to try this combo again when I diffuse like normal to see if I can get it nice and even and consistent without the wonky pieces, because this might be my favorite combo yet. Let me know what you thought of this wash day in the comments. Tell me if you have ever tried this and how it went for you. If you liked this video, please hit the like button. If you didn't like it, you can hit the dislike. Subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell if you don't want to miss any of my future videos. Remember to love yourself fully and faithfully, and I'll see you next time.